Okay, so sorry, a little bit off there. I was just messing around with the screens. Yeah, so today is a project review about the Solana Rug Service. So we've got the founder, Nick, joining us. And yeah, it's quite a different project, and I think it's quite innovative and new. And it's all, well, we'll let Nick say, but it's all about a topic close to my heart, rugs. So just to just give a quick overview. So these videos are all about project review, tips and tricks, onboarding, and really the aim for me and why I'm quite passionate about this project and why I actually bought in today is about bringing people into the space safely and looking after people. So without too much further ado, let's say hi, Nick. If you want to introduce
Hey, what's up?
yourself. How's it going, mate? That was
good.
That was a bit last minute, wasn't it? But these things always are. And I know you're interested in some spaces going on. So let's try and make this quick and informative for people, mate. So, yeah, do you want to just tell me a little bit about yourself first, and then we'll go into the first topics?
Okay, so my name's Nick. I'm 18 years old, and I've been in the Solana space for about 3 or 4 months. Been minting, been part of a couple projects, like in the background, like giving advice and like just observing what they do correctly or what they did wrong. But recently, ever since the explosion of the stealth mints, there's a crazy amount of like rug projects. Basically, what a rug project is when people make a project and then they after a day or two or immediately they just take everyone's money and delete everything to do with it. Since it's all decentralized, these people don't really get punished and they can get away with it. So I came up with the idea of a kind of like an insurance service for these rug pulls, so that's a safer space to move around. So if you do get scammed, because the best of us do, because I got scammed like last week, half a soul, and I've been minting for so long, and I see so many things. They just get more and more creative, and you just never know. So the whole reason why someone should buy our NFT is for safety. And let's say you mint something and you lose some soul, well, you know that you can get some of the soul back because of our service.
That's brilliant, mate. I got double rugged the other week where they set up one and then they put some alpha in the channel about this amazing other one, and they actually managed to double rug people. But
Wow.
yeah, it happens too much. I hate it. There's also soft rugs as well, and obviously I suppose that's important in a minute to clarify what you're talking about, what qualifies as a rug and things like that. But so obviously just explain the vision really about creating a safer space and giving some insurance or assurance about this. Is it just you, or is there a team behind it?
So it's a solo team, so it's just me, and I have other people around me that I run into. Like I met a really good developer. I'm good friends with him, so he's doing all the back end stuff. I met some really cool people in other communities, and I asked them to be mods. We actually have like 8 mods in our Discord. So whenever I do something, I always ask for their advice and get other input. So the final say is me, but I get help from other people if I need to.
Brilliant. And just a question from me, really. The art is it all the same, or is it are there different ones?
So basically, the whole premise of this project is not really the art. The art is just an add-on, something to have and something to confirm. All the arts are going to be spinning crystal hearts. Main reason why I did the heart is because I don't want to put so much money into our art when the main thing we're doing is a service.
Yeah.
So what's going to differentiate your NFT from other people are the different plans we offer. So most of them are going to be 0.15 sol, but they're going to go all the way up to 2. And I think you just got like a half sol plan, so that was pretty lucky. So the rarities is how much your coverage, and I think the main reason why I picked a heart is because whenever you get rugged, you can always see that heart next to your wall, and you're like, well, I have somewhere to go. Like that can help me. Like you always have something in your wallet, like to spread some love, and like whenever something goes bad, you know where to go.
Yeah, I must admit, I didn't know what. So a guy called the Apist who does Gapes on Soul and stuff like that. We were chatting because my passion is about making this safer, and he pointed the project out to me. And it was only when I saw a couple of your tweets today, I went, "Oh God, you're minting at the moment." So I went and bought one, and then saw your tweet about, "Oh, someone's just got this one and it's good," and I was like, "Oh, let's go and have a look." Oh, that's me. Oh, so yeah, I was rather chuffed with that one. So you're doxed pretty much, aren't you, mate? I mean, your face is on screen. You can't get a lot more doxed than that. You're pretty upfront, which is a really good thing, I think, in this space. There's all too many anonymous individuals, and it does make the whole rugging situation a lot easier for them.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. So yeah, do you want to talk a little bit about the utility? I'm just going to try find the website here. So yeah, you've talked about the levels there. I think this is the right part of the website, isn't it?
Yeah,
So,
plans.
yeah.
So
you've got
the main utility is our ticket service in our Discord. So we actually in the past week we actually had 60 or 70 tickets where we helped people out and we test out our system and everything went smoothly. So whenever you get rugged, all you have to do is go into Discord and there's a special channel where only holders will see, and you just create a support ticket. It will tell you everything you need to do in order to like verify that you actually got rugged. And then there's also like a YouTube tutorial there in case you need help. And then either me or Mod is gonna help you. It might take a little bit of time because it might be sleeping or might be in school, but you should get your funds in like in a day or less.
That's brilliant. And on the plan, so is that like every time I get rugged, I can claim for whatever level I've gone for? And is that a total
How
or
sustainable?
well,
Uh,
more
okay.
is it like a total that you'll give them every time, or is it like depends how much you got rugged for? You can get up to that.
Yeah, so it's what you just said right now. It depends how much you got rugged and you get up to that. So let's say you have a two soul plan, which is pretty big. It's if you're not buying a lot and you're not like aping into a project, well, you might not like lose two souls. So let's say you lose one soul, you're gonna get up to that one soul and you can redeem it multiple times. Main reason why I said you can redeem multiple times and I have a limit is because some people are gonna get more rugged than others. Like it depends how much you're minting. If you mint like 5 times, 10 times a day, you're gonna be claiming a lot more than someone minting one or twice a day. So I say if you like minting a lot and you like minting a lot of stealth drops and like a lot of risky plays and like derivatives, then like this is probably the best bet for you because you're probably gonna get rugged like at least once a week if you mint like 20 sketchy projects, you know?
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned sustainability, so we've got. I'm an analyst myself. I do processes, so I really liked it when I saw your tweet with this. So you've clearly done the numbers about what's going to make this work and how much you need to make it work
Yep.
and what sort of level of claims. So, is there anything you want to say about that?
So what I have there is basically how many claims we estimate are gonna have. Like it goes from 25, I think, all the way to 150, and how much volume we're gonna get because that plays a big part. Because you can see some of the models actually there's some of them are sustainable and we can run, and then other models, like let's say we get 200 claims a week, which is very unlikely because you need like 30% of 500 people to get rugged. Well, then you can see there's only a couple weeks, and then I'm also gonna have my emergency fund. So a good chunk of my money, let's say 50 SOL out of like the certain amount I get from this project, I'm gonna give to the project. So let's say there's 1 week where we're low on funds, I'll give like 5, 10 SOL, uh, to get buy us some time, and then we can use other ideas like to fund money. Like we can have like a very cheap mint, like 0.02, like a couple dollars, and like everyone can pitch in to like raise a little bit of money. Maybe we get some donations, like someone really likes our project, and we can maybe make this like a kind of like a charity where like for like every 0.15 soul you give, like you help a person out. So and like something like that. Also had an idea of like auctioning NFTs. So like make one of one like exclusive plan NFTs, and like we can auction off, and like all the funds would go to our bank. So there's a lot of ways to like make money. And since there's only 500 of our NFTs, and it's not like a crazy amount of soul we need to raise money, it's going to be easier. If this was like, if the plans were a lot more like a huge, bigger coverage and like a bigger supply, it would be a lot more harder to raise money because uh, instead of raising $10,000, we need to raise $100,000. Well, raising $100,000 a lot more harder.
You can definitely see some projects getting involved and partnerships and things like that happening. And I mean, a project, good projects would, well, see the benefit of actually supporting a project like this that's helping out the masses. Because, let's be honest, all of us in this space, we want to make the space better. We want to help on board people. And I think if people landed in Solana now and they were just starting, there's a real danger that they'd run away within a couple of weeks if they hit the wrong 3 or 4 projects. It could just be like, oh, this is crazy. I can't do this, because it doesn't happen in real life necessarily that often.
Yeah, there's laws and regulations.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, you've kind of talked about the utility and the financial. So let's step on. Obviously, I joined your community when it was recommended to me about 2-3 weeks ago. But how's the community going? Is it growing? Is it vibrant? What sort of numbers?
Right now we're in a kind of stagnant like community growth. There's some interaction and stuff because for the past week we've been doing like free claims. So if you ever got bugged by a project, we can help you out for free. I gave like 10 soul by personal money to like help out people, and obviously the chats were like booming and stuff. Recently, our mint has not been doing too well, and I said that if we don't mint 100 NFTs within like a week or so, I'll just refund everyone. So I'll get some risk off of people to not be scared to mint because it's a slower mint and not many has been minted. So we have that. But I think the main thing is that just the timing. Our drop was a little after Kongs. There was a lot of money going into Kongs, and this the derivatives in general. Like you can see all the blue chips, they're like dropping like crazy. Like SMBs has dropped from like 350 to like 120. People are like selling these actually good projects to just like buy something that's just a copycat and just a cash grab because like they want to get that 10 to 20x multiplier. Hopefully over time we get less of that and we have more like liquidity going into like serious projects and like trying to help the space, because like people will spend so much money on like projects they never heard just for the little chance they will get a 20x, but they don't want to mint something where they can have like an insurance, you know.
Yeah, it doesn't strike me as something. For a start, it's not really something that I bought to flip. I mean, obviously, everyone's in the space for that. Hey, great, flip it. But I think it's brilliant that you've put that insurance there. But I don't think it's a terrible thing. that this isn't the fastest mint. And like you say, the market conditions, you've kind of gone from a situation where it was absolutely booming, and almost just at the time that you've dropped, yeah, as you say, a bit suppressed at the moment, the market. But yeah, no, I think it's brilliant that you've done that. And the minting links are in the video description. It's all straightforward to do. You know, go to the mint area, hit mint, connect your wallet, and you're done, just as I did earlier. So really, really simple to do. And please, I mean, have a look at the project, have a look at the Discord. The Discord's in the description as well. The website's in the description. The link to the financials is in the description. So yeah, I think the plan is to go to Magic Eden when it's
Yeah, we got confirmed. I don't know how I didn't see this. I think I applied to Magic Eden 3 or 4 days ago, and they actually responded the same day, but they went in my spam box, so I never saw it. And then I saw like you got approved. All you have to do is send us like your information of like when you're finally done minting. So after our mint is over, we just send the information over to Magic Eden, and we're listening between 24 to 48 hours.
Cool. So yeah, that's good news. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on roadmap. So obviously we're in that November phase at the moment, but just looking at the roadmap.
Yeah, I need to update that a little bit, the dates and stuff.
Yeah, everything varies, doesn't it, in a project? But yeah, it was quite interesting to see. You've got auction exclusive plans to raise money, giveaway stroke whitelist for project holders, and then a premium claiming service.
Yes.
So yeah, do you want to talk about the roadmap?
So basically the roadmap is very simple. The main part of the roadmap is that the utility is going to be like in use right after the mint. So the whole premise of the project is already working. We have tested it out, it is working. So that's really what you're going to be buying this for. And depending how big we grow is what we can make out of this. Because I don't want to promise something that I don't know if I can do. So it's better to underpromise than overpromise, because we can do a lot of. I have a lot of great ideas what we can do to expand this, but in order to do that, first we need a lot of people interested into it, and then we can do those plans. Like we can maybe have like a monthly subscription, like to get like hundreds or maybe even thousands of people to sign up. You can do so much stuff, and like we just want to focus on like this part of the project first, and if we do good on that, then we think of other stuff. Because if we cannot do the beginning part, then we cannot think of what we can do in the future, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You've got to get people interested first. You've got to make the noise. So I think you talked about next steps there, and I just put you know, obviously kind of alluded to the fact that there is potential of partnerships in the kind of next steps. I wanted to just ask you a question, because this is great and I absolutely love this project and I think it's fantastic. But I just wondered whether you had any thoughts about how can we prevent some of this stuff? What could be going on that's better in this space that you know, maybe we can shut off some of the bad stuff happening before I have to come to you and tell you about yet another rugged project that I've got involved in, you know? You got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, we give too much attention to all these derivatives and other projects, and it just taken away attention from like these other projects that are pretty innovating, like us, that don't really like no one really knows about. Like there would just be a random dragon NFT that like just released on like their Twitter account was made yesterday, and they have 5,000 Twitter followers, and they're like fighting to get in that Discord. And the devs are like, "Yeah, we're gonna scam you. We're gonna scam you. What's the roadmap? I don't know. Nothing." maybe we're gonna make a coin. Like that's like every single project right now. Their whole entire utility is we're gonna make a coin. Well, in order the coin needs to be valuable, like depends
Yeah.
on the community. So if the coin does bad, then like you have a worthless coin and then you have a worthless NFT. But those projects are like 1 week, a couple days hype. Like I recently lost 20 soul last week to one of these derivatives where it was like 3,000 volume in like a couple hours. It exploded at like 5x. I FOMO'd in, I bought, and then like now, like not even a week later, they can't even get 50 volume. Like it's crazy how these projects it's hundreds of thousands of dollars in volume in like a day, and then a week later they can't even do 1,000 or a couple thousand like dollars in volume, not even sold, like you know.
Yeah, I think there's some seriously dodgy stuff going on, artificially inflating the volumes and things like that, and botting the initial mint and then
Yeah,
dumping it high and
one of the
all of
most
those.
creative. Yeah, I was part of a very creative rug pull, Soul Cactus. Um, the only reason why I bought into it was because of what they did. So basically, they had a pre-mint where I'm guessing most of the developers or whatever bought it, or like a very few amount of people, which was like 200 out of like a 2,000 collection, and they got listed on Magic Eden, and their floor went from like like half a soul to like 7.5 soul. Like the floor was like crazy, and there was a good amount of volume, but there was probably like it was probably just the devs putting their own money in, like baking the volume. And then when mint actually came, um, like they just rugged people. They had no limit for the supply, so I think they sold more than what their supply was because people were like, "I'm gonna make so much money because the floor is already like 15x what the mint is, and even if it drops 50%, I'm still making a good amount of money." And that's like I
Yeah.
fell into that trap too.
Well, it shows you, you know, that it can happen to everyone, and it's easy to get caught up in that FOMO, isn't it? And um, do you think, my personally, I think some of these marketplaces need to take a little bit more ownership of um,
Yeah,
vetting some
they need to
projects.
they need to have some kind of doxing method. Like if you want to get listed on Magic Eden or any of the marketplaces, you just send them your like information, your personal information. Like it's not even that bad because only they are gonna know, and they're like kind of like a big corporation. It's like giving your name to like Microsoft or Apple, like or a big product, just buying their product. Like it's very simple. Everyone does it every day. Like why can't you do it when you're selling millions of dollars worth of like NFTs? You know, they need to have some kind of verification, and they also need to like remove these rug projects. There's a lot of rug projects where they still have volume and they're still unlisted, and like people may not heard they got rugged and are like, oh my god, the floor is so cheap. Let me buy a lot of them, and they
Yeah.
and then like a day or two later, they realized, "Oh, wait, they deleted everything. I just bought like a bunch of useless pictures."
Yeah, I've seen a few D-Rug recently, which is interesting because it's frustrating to me sometimes that you're in a good community with people who actually care about the project, but the devs have just gone. And it's almost like how do we start to solve some of that? But yeah, I'm with you. I think the market spaces has a lot more to do to make this place safer, and also has a responsibility. You know, I think the same thing about OpenSea on ETH, because it's like OpenSea will sell you a project one day and then delist it the next day because it's not legitimate, but you've got no comeback. You know, they've just made commission off you for doing that. And yeah,
Yeah,
I think there's a lot to be done to clean the space up.
but I don't think they're gonna do it because those projects, those derivatives, they get like thousands of soul in volume, and like they make a good amount of money from 2% of like hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, and that's like
Yeah.
where probably their big money is. And all the actual projects, if you look at their volume, they're probably less than like 10 soul, you know.
But if we're, yeah, yeah. But I think, yeah, my aim is to start holding them to it. I've been interested to see a few doxing services popping up recently. There was three or four recommended. I don't know whether he's in
Yeah.
your Discord actually.
Yeah, I tried to do one doxing service called Proof of Pizza, and I was really
Yeah,
close. I had interviews with them. I submitted all my information, personal info, and all that. And the last step, they couldn't confirm me because of the project, because we're like a kind of like an insurance project, and they couldn't really confirm like if we were legit or not. And there's like a lot of extra steps you need to take to like dox us. So they couldn't go on with it because they're probably just used to like projects that are just regular PFP projects, not like
yeah,
projects where they're consistently paying other people in Sol, you know?
yeah,
So yeah, we got really close to getting that, but it got stopped.
yeah. I mean, that's a bit crazy for a project that's here to protect the space if you can't get through it. But I think it's that sort of thing. I think Moonrank posted something the other day, a tweet, I think it was a couple of days ago, basically saying we've got to do a lot more. We've got to do, we've got to start clearing this space up, and we're only going to list projects that are legitimate. But my only issue with the Moonrank stuff was they were citing Magic Eden as a thing that is making a project legitimate. And I'm going, pretty much every project I've been rugged on has been on Magic Eden almost straight away. So just one final question, mate. Any project out there you want to name check? Because I know you want to hit this space up in a second, but anything you're excited about? I mean, obviously your project, and obviously I'm seriously hoping you hit the 100 because I really don't want the money back. I'd much rather be part of this project. But yeah, anything you quite like?
I mean, not at the moment because I lost so much of my money. Like last week, I probably lost like more than half my net worth just from like giving to other people and just from dumb like NFT buys. So I've been not buying much and like not doing much research because like I'm kind of like scared to lose like the little I have left, and like the project has not been doing the best. So I might like lose money on this. So right now I'm kind of like not minting much or just minting very cheap stuff, and like for the bigger projects, I just I'm not really looking into it right now. But for the past 3 4 months, I was minting like 10 to 20 projects a day, and like I think I bought and sold over like B 400 NFTs.
Wow, wow. Um, yeah, well, I'm sorry to hear that,
I
but
think I lost your audio for a second. Let me just put you on a speaker. There you go.
okay. I really hope. I think people should get into this project. I think it's a brilliant project, and I want to thank you for jumping on. Obviously, we were trying to make the time work. I really wanted to get this video down so that there's something there if people want to know a little bit more about the project. If you do, go and look through all the documentation because, like I say, it's a really innovative project. I think it's got the right ethos. It's something I'm really passionate about, making this space safer. And I think you need to stop giving your money away, mate, and stop buying
Yeah,
those
that
stupid
was
derivatives.
the thing with that is that there's no really good ways to like grow a project and get your name out there. Like I think for the first week or two, I was just doing like Twitter advertisements. I paid a good amount of money on that. I think we only had like 100 Discord members, and then like the only way to really grow in this space is to get like a huge Twitter influencer to like support your project. And like I DM'd like 100 of them, and like none of them like responded to me. So it's really hard to like get your name out there. So I thought of the my model where I help people out and they also help the community grow. So we actually did grow the community, which what we were aiming for, but we didn't really get many buyers to join. We just got people to like get their free money or whatever. But I met really cool people in the community, and like they would have bought if they had like more money or whatever. But like I don't know, just it's just hard to convince people. I think if this project was if the NFT was like a random dragon or something like that, it would have sold out. Like, because with the trends right now, like if I just put a random dragon spinning and I said it's 500 supply, only 0.7 mint, and like don't even like say anything about our insurance service, they would have been, oh my god, it's a dragon. Okay, I'm buying it right now. Like people, whenever they see certain like art pieces, they're just like, okay, I don't even care what the project's about. I'm just gonna buy it. But when you try to do something that you haven't seen in the space and people have not been like buying crazy amount, then you're not gonna get many buyers. Because like right now, people are just in it for like flipping and making money, which is good. But the projects that are trying to do something in the space are getting affected negatively.
But that's the weird thing. The one thing that strikes me, as you said at the very start, the very people that would benefit the most from this are the people that are flipping. You know, because they're going to,
Yeah. So
by definition, they're getting into the more risky end, the stealth mints, the Twitter that's been around for 3 seconds,
yeah,
no Discord, no
it
nothing.
they're just this just so big into derivatives where they're just putting all their money into it and they don't even have money to buy this. They might have lost so much money into these derivatives, or they're so into these derivatives where like they're not like looking at this project because they're just very ignorant and they're like, well, I don't really care if I lose money. I'm just gonna put my money into this. Like that's what the space really is right now.
Everyone's looking for that 20x, and it's so dangerous, isn't it? But I think a project like this, like I say, I was lucky today. I looked and I was like, no, I really must get into that, and I got a really lucky pull. And I just want to say thank you so much. I did a video the other day about NFT giveaways because there's a common scam at the moment, which is, you know, people doing the Twitter giveaway and then they just use Twitter Picker or something and then press the button and it publishes the winners. And then the scam artists quickly change their PFP and their Twitter name and DM the project. And I saw it play out in a
Mm.
space the other day. I just wanted to say, if you are doing that, there's another video on the channel um, about this. Not you personally, but anyone who's watching the video. If you're doing giveaways, just have a look because it's really simple. All you got to do really is DM the people before you put that tweet out. So at least then you've got the chain and somebody impersonates, that's fine, but they're going to turn up as a blank message and there's no message from you. So um, I really saw a horrible space where the project were really upset because they were going, this guy's trying to scam me. And the guy was in the room going, look, I'm not scamming you. I didn't get the prize, someone else, and you're accusing me of being a scammer. So it was really awful for a small situation
Hmm.
and really easy to solve. So I just wanted to say, if anyone is doing giveaways, do take 5 minutes and have a look at that because um, there's a lot of bad actors in this space, and with people like Nick doing this great project, and the community generally, you know, I got scammed this week, and an amazing community helped me out from the NFT worlds and put a lot of faith back into my system. You know, so it happens to all of us, but together we can sort of root out the bad actors and hopefully leverage people like Magic Eden and people like that to raise their game a bit. I hope so. I just wanted to say, mate, thanks a lot. I've taken loads of your time here, and whatever space you're going to, I hope you enjoy it. But I would say, mate, maybe you want to start doing some spaces yourself because it's a really good way to get your message across. And I'd be really
Yeah,
happy to jump into a space.
I do like I usually do a space a day at like 9 p.m. EST. Where I think for you it might be a bad time, but that's usually when I do it for me. But
No
usually
worries.
I don't get many people. I don't get many people in there. In the beginning I used to get like 20, 30 people. Now not that much. So when the space kind of dies off, I just go over to Discord and I just talk to people.
Yeah, it's all about. I mean, there's so many NFT spaces going on. You want to stick a salacious headline on it, and then you'll be fine.
Yeah.
The more eye-catching, the
Giving
better.
away 10,000 Sol.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest, mate. You have given away a lot of Sol. So tell that story, yeah. But thank you so much. I really enjoyed that. And my advice to anybody would be have a look at this. I think it's a really good project to be involved in. It's well worth a go. It's the sort of thing that's probably going to hold its value. I'm sure. I'm kind of intrigued as to how the secondary might look as well, but who knows? I mean, you never know with that sort of stuff. But yeah, please. I think this is a brilliant project. It's different. It's innovative. And as you say, mate, there's so much dross being churned out project after project by scammers and stealth mints and stuff like that. It's really worth valuing the projects that are decent. So thanks for your time. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the Discord, I'm sure. And come on, let's get past the 100 for God's sake. You know, we need to get past the 100.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not too worried if it's a slowish mint, but let's get past the 100. Then people have got confidence, haven't they? And yeah, thank you, mate, for what you're doing. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
And if it doesn't come off, let's have a chat. Let's have a chat about a V2 and what we can do, because I'm trying to do similar things, but without the technical nous or anything to do projects. But yeah, thank you, mate. Okay. Thanks, Nick. Thanks a lot.
Sounds good.
Enjoy your spaces.
Thank you for having me here.
No problem, mate. I hope it gets a couple of sales, you know.
Yeah. I just want to say last thing before I leave is if we don't do good, we're gonna do full refunds to everyone. So you can trust me because I already put in so much. I think I put in 15 to 20 Sol already in this project without making any money. And obviously I'm already down a lot of money. Like a couple Sol is not really gonna help me, and I don't want to take money away from like already trying to help people. So if we are not successful, don't be shy. Just put in your money in there if you want. And if we're not successful, well, okay, you're gonna get your money back. If we are successful, then you're gonna see our service and you're gonna do good.
Well, I think that's a brilliant note to end on, mate. I really want this project to do well. I think you really deserve it, and I think it's a great project for people to get involved in. So good luck, mate, and I'll see you in the Discord.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day, everyone.
See you later.